Hey, it's Maddie. Welcome to the channel. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I'm going to give you a 7-step strategy in order to actually achieve work-life balance. We talk about it all the time, and mostly we moan and groan about not having it, right? Well, what if we actually shifted the dial? What if we stopped complaining about those blurred boundaries and actually achieved that equilibrium? It doesn't have to be difficult. In fact, if you follow this strategy, it is super easy. The thing is, if we don't do this, the consequences are pretty dire. So if you're aware of not having that balance now, it's really important that you put the energy in at this point to make a change. Because otherwise you'll be on the road to burnout. You may already be heading that direction. You may already be there now. And that's not a place you want to get to. You want to be able to bring your best to all areas of your life at all times. So listen up. Here's the 7 S's of achieving a work-life balance. The first S is self-care. This is about prioritizing self-care. Now, I'm not going to pretend that that's new information to you. You know how important it is to take time for yourself, to eat well, to get the proper exercise, to make sure that you are getting enough rest each day. But are you actually making that a priority? Remember, if you actually give yourself the kind of self-care that you need, the care that you would give a child or a loved one, if you turn that back on yourself and prioritize yourself in that way, making sure you're eating well, making sure you're sleeping well, making sure that you're getting enough exercise, making sure that you are allowing for some time on your own with your thoughts and your time for reflection, then you will start to adjust that equilibrium. You will start to find that balance. And that's a really important part here. You're going to think of it like that air mask in an airplane. When that air mask drops down, you don't want to go and fix other people's. You don't want to put the air mask on your child, on your loved one, until you have secured your own. Why? Because when you're strongest, you've got more to give to them. But so often we're running around helping other people, and this may be the case for you, that we forget to take care of ourselves. At some point, it comes down to the fact that we no longer have anything left to give because we forgot to fuel up ourselves. So S number 1 is self-care. Prioritize that self-care in your life. Look at how that is going to affect you. The second S of our 7 S's to achieve a work-life balance is to set boundaries. Understand when you need to say no. Understand the time you're willing to give or the energy you're willing to give and what you are not willing to give, and then communicate those boundaries. If you're interested in understanding a little bit more about how to set your boundaries and how to communicate them to other people, I have made a video that is exclusively about this area. We'll go through a really easy framework so that you can start setting your healthy, positive boundaries. You can check out that video here, and I will put a link in the description box below. By setting boundaries, we can clearly define our work hours, our personal hours, and those self-care hours that we were talking about before, so that we can always be putting our best foot forward. The next S, this is S number 3, ties in to S number 2, and that is say no. This is about learning to say no and not taking on more responsibilities than you can handle, not allowing yourself to take on that extra project, saying no when you're asked to do something that you really can't fit in, when you are at capacity. Being comfortable with saying no so that you can continue to give your best to the other things that you are already committed to or that you are joyfully taking on. By learning to say no in an assertive way is going to mean that you can give your energy to the things that matter most to you. Learning how to politely decline taking on extra commitments means that you can be clear with yourself and others about when you reach capacity and not letting yourself push through to beyond that point. The fourth S in achieving a work-life balance is to share responsibilities. This means to delegate when you can, to make sure that you are not overburdening yourself. And this is true in the work world, but it is also true in family life. If you are someone who takes everything on, maybe you're a perfectionist, maybe you think that something isn't correctly done unless you've done it yourself. Learning to share the responsibility, to delegate, to ask for help in any given job, in any given chore, in any given assignment, when it is available to you, when that option is there and you can ask someone to help out or to take on an element of it, then do. Because if we always take on everything ourselves for whatever reason, whether that's a need to be in control, whether that is perfectionism, whether that is just a shyness around asking other people, whatever the reason might be for taking everything on yourself, it can lead to having that balance completely skewed, because at some point you're not going to have the resources within you to fully commit or fully be able to do that. So you will find that that balance gets incredibly skewed, and again, that is when we start heading towards burnout. So share responsibilities. Sharing is caring. You learned that in kindergarten. Make sure that you are able to share the responsibilities now as well, and that goes, as I said, into your professional life as well as your personal life. Look now at where you can delegate some of what you have to do on a daily basis. Look at how you can share those responsibilities with the people in your life, and then instigate those conversations to actually put it into action. The number 5S, the number 5S of achieving that work-life balance is to step away. Sometimes you have to take a rest, you have to take a break. And this is so crucial if you want to be able to continue to put your full self into whatever you're going after. If you are someone who is looking to achieve big goals, if you are ambitious, if you are trying to do more with your life, if you are a high achiever, then taking a step back is going to probably feel pretty counterintuitive. I come from the world of elite athletes, and we know in the athletic world that it is in the time of rest that you get strongest. So you train all day, but if you don't take the rest, 6 days on, 1 day off, for example, then actually you're not going to develop the strength that you need to go the distance. And this carries through into ordinary life, into whatever your specific pursuits are. By taking a rest, by stepping back, you are able to gain the strength you need in order to do more, to do better, to achieve those goals. If you just push on through and never stop, never rest, you won't have the depth of resource within you to get to where you need to get to. Think of it as like a fueling station. So you fuel up on energy, and you fuel up on confidence, you fuel up on mood, on all of the things that will help you get to where you need to get to. So take that break, step back, and give yourself rest. If you want to know more about the importance of getting rest, check out the video here. I will make that available to you as well. We are on the 7th S of achieving a work-life balance, and this is sustain a hobby. Now, the reason I'm saying sustain is it's all well and good to go out there and try to take on a new hobby, but often, and this happens especially around New Year's, when we go, do you know what? I've always wanted to learn how to do pottery. And we sign ourselves up for a pottery class, and we go to 2 of 10 classes, and then things get in the way. And we have only just dipped our toes in that specific pottery. Only just dipped our toes in that specific hobby, whatever the hobby might be for you. It's really important to encourage yourself to go after new things, to try new hobbies that have nothing to do with your work life, that have nothing to do with your family life, that are just about you and your interests. But here I use the word sustain. Actually carry on with it. Go through with it. Keep going with it. There's two reasons why this is important. When we pursue a hobby of any kind, we're giving attention to the parts of ourselves that aren't tied up with our work and aren't tied up with our family. We're actually valuing and validating parts of ourselves that are just who we are. And when we can develop those interests, we have more to give the other areas. But it also gives us, like self-care, it gives us buffered time that is just about something we enjoy. As a culture, we seem to be in a place right now where we devalue indulging in just doing something we like to do for the sake of it. But by pursuing a hobby, we allow that to be important, and we give that more importance in our life, which will mean we have more to give in the other areas. But by sustaining that as well, it means that we are reminding ourselves the importance of persevering with something. When you dip your toes into a hobby and you try something new, it can be exciting at first. But what I see people doing, and I see this a lot with adults who are trying to achieve that work-life balance, and they're trying to go out and do something new and important and that is just for them and just about what they want to do, and they get a babysitter for the night so that they can go to their class that they've signed up for, and then they go to one thing and it's a bit tricky, so they try something else and it's a bit tricky or not quite what they expected, and they try something else. All we're doing there is overloading on the leisure time, and so it stops being useful and actually adds to the sense of burnout. All we're doing is adding to a sense of overwhelm. And if that's a place you're in right now, just quickly, I want to invite you to check out my 5-day Life Changer course. This is a course that in 5 days can help you get out of a rut that you might be in and moving forward with your life. Let's move on now to the 7th S of actually achieving a work-life balance. The 7th S here, it's actually a double whammy because it's 2 S's, seek support. Go out and find someone who you can talk to, who can help you develop strategies for managing your stress. Talk to a coach, talk to a trusted friend. Find someone who can be your accountability partner and can help you to sustain that work-life balance. When we've used all of these 7 S's, you're going to be able to achieve so much more in each area of your life because you're not going to be burning out in any one. You're going to be giving each one the attention it deserves. So with that final S of achieving your work-life balance, seeking support, it means that you have someone fighting in your corner. And if you want a little bit more information about how you can seek support in this area to help you live your best life, check out the description box below. I hope these 7 S's have been helpful for you today. By achieving a work-life balance, you're going to be able to go out there and live your best life and actually achieve your goals. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I'll see you again real soon.